Okay, hello everyone. This is my first video. I'm kind of nervous, not gonna lie, but I'm going to be talking about how I did my first, I mean, oh geez, I'm going to be talking about how I did my August cover page. I was inspired by another picture on Pinterest, and if I can find it, I'll link it down below. And yeah, so basically I went in pencil first and I accidentally forgot to record, so that's why some of it was already done. But it was really easy. I mean, it was a tricky thing to do at first because I wasn't sure how to do it, and it was kind of overwhelming for me to just doodle without any guidance. But once I figured out how I wanted to draw the flower petals, I just kind of went with it, and then I started tracing it with a pretty thick pen. It's the M, and I'll link the brand below. I don't know how to say it, like Faber-Castell. Anyways, I thought I should do a thicker pen size because I wanted it to be bold. I don't know. But in the end, it turned out to be the best idea, and I thought it looked really great. Here I am, just finishing up the flower petals, and in a second I'm about to decide what I want to use to do the border, the lines above and under August. And that's just me testing the brush pen because I was like, do I want to use that? And then I decided I didn't. So I haven't actually been bullet journaling in a long time, so I forgot how exactly to line up the ruler so the line went on how I want it. Basically, I used the same size because I wanted it to look uniform with the petals, and I was like, oh, that looks fine. And then I tried to do it, and the ruler went crooked because I was rushing it, and that line ended up being crooked, and I just wasn't loving it at all. You can see me trying to fix it up and trying to make it the way I wanted it to, but I still wasn't in love with it. And so I decided to go back in with the brush pen and make the lines thicker so that there weren't those little tiny imperfections where the flower petals went over the line or it was crooked. So I straightened out that line right there, and I really liked it. And then I took the F size because I wanted something thinner or daintier to go underneath it. And so I used that, and I was really happy with it. I didn't mess up this time because I made sure to be more careful, and I really liked it. And now I'm just going to erase everything, so that doesn't really need to be explained. Just make sure you always let your pens dry or your markers dry before you do this because they will smear and you'll be really disappointed like I always am. Now you're going to see how I chose which shade of purple. I already knew I wanted to do purple before I even chose the design, so now I just had to figure out which shade I wanted. So I'm just kind of testing out how each marker was going to look or go on. So the middle one wasn't really coloring the way I wanted it to. The last one was too dark, so I ended up going with the lightest one, which is actually the color I was going for in the first place, so it worked out how I wanted it to. Okay, so here I am coloring, and as you can tell, I'm not being too careful at all. I wasn't really caring if I went outside the line or I didn't fill in every single space. So I left some white, I went outside the lines, I played around a bit. Here I'm going to show you where the ink on the pen bled into the marker, so be careful with that. It happens to me from time to time, so I went ahead and did the part where I knew the ink was going to be the driest, even though it still bled just a little bit. Sorry for the tea stain that you see right above my journal. Disregarding that, I'm going to post the finished product on my Instagram. It's Sierra's Journal, so if you want to go check that out, that'd be appreciated. Okay, one thing I want to add is that this design was super easy and actually super fast. And it was so fun to color in, and watching this, I love watching myself colored in. Like, this is my favorite thing to watch when I look at art videos on YouTube or on Instagram, or I look at bullet journaling videos. So here I thought I was adding the final touch, which was tracing in the fine pen as August, which wasn't as easy for me as it sounds. My hand was tired. I'm greatly out of practice with my cursive, and it just didn't work out how I wanted it to. I really was just going for just, I don't know, I just wanted a simple August, but I had to go in and fix some mistakes, and it made it look more like fake calligraphy. So I thought I was just going to be done, and I started erasing and everything. And then I ended up not liking how it was. And you'll see in a little bit, I go in with the M pen again and just make it fake calligraphy. So the trend of mistakes did not stop here. They kept going. I went on to mess up on the G, which it looks okay in the end, and on the S because I've never done an S that way in my cursive writing. And then on the T, I decided to add a longer, you know, cross, which I didn't end up liking too much, but this is the final product and I've got to be happy with it. I'm no artist. I'm not good at lettering and all that. So I like the way it turned out. This was pretty easy, didn't take up a lot of time, and I'm glad to be back in the game. Thanks for watching. Bye. Sorry for being awkward.